long. So long. I hope all of you remember who the hell I am. Because it's been a very long time since you have seen me. Since, how long has it been? A month? Oh my gosh, it has been a whole month since you have seen me. Yes, I have been away. Actually, no, I have not been away. I've been here the whole time. But the problem is that there's not that many big movies out for me to review, and due to that, I have had to go to the back burner. And meanwhile, it seems like other supervillains have been having all the fun lately. Specifically, the Bludnovsky, because this is the fall season, and that's when TV shows are all big and popular. And so he's doing that, and so that's his forte. That's his motif. Stitch. No, wait, not Stitch. Shtick. That's his shtick. So he's doing that, and everybody gets to give him attention. Meanwhile, with me, I just stick to the big movies, but they don't come out very often in certain times of the year, so that's why you haven't been seeing me much. I used to headline this YouTube channel, god damn it. Now I'm just in the back seat, being obscure. That's okay, Mr. Hall. Maybe someday you'll get back up on the saddle. Like, well, when the summer comes back. Thank you, Walter Jennings. Yes, I am very sad right now. I'm in a sensitive state, so I decided that the person to be with me is a therapist. What? Yeah, aren't you a therapist? Uh, no, I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm a scientist kind of doctor. Oh darn! I made the same mistake as Tony Stark in that stupid post-credit scene that everyone wasn't expecting an epic cliffhanger, and instead they got that piece of shit. But yes, wait a minute, what? You're not? No, I'm not. You think you would find that out the last time I was here? Oh yeah, I remember. The last time you were here, you were very nice, very rational, and then you got possessed by an intergalactic jerkface. Yes, but hopefully he won't possess me this time, because I can tell you're in a very sensitive state, and that guy tends to be very insensitive to people, so it would be very inappropriate for him to be here during this time. Well, actually, I want him to be on the program. What? But but you're but you're in a sensitive state right now. You're in a delicate state right now, mentally and emotionally. Why would you want that insensitive person here? Well, it's because I've decided that this will be his stick. Is that every time I have a movie about space travel, like Guardians of the Galaxy, and now this, he would be on the program. Since I've got a couple of other guys who have themed movies too. Well, that's a horrible idea. Not while you're going through this state of mind. And besides, I don't enjoy being possessed by him. Well, too bad, because I invited him here, so he could be coming any millisecond. Oh no, I gotta get out of here. Not again. Nope, too late, I locked all the doors. Oh, hussy feathers. Yes. So, yes, Dr. Walter Jennings, everybody. He's going to be replaced by the Dark Lord of the Universe momentarily. But before he comes, let's explain why we're here. We're here to review the latest blockbuster to be hastily splattered across the silver screen. And that movie in question is the Interstellar. Yes, the most recent film from Christopher Nolan. And as you all know, Christopher Nolan is is very known for being that guy who has like very abstract thoughts. Like you know, his movies are very actually not abstract. The opposite, like over detailed, like really complicated, and all this weird kooky trippy stuff happening, and you're like, what the hell is that? And he's like, well, I'll explain. And then 2 hours later, he explains it, and you're still just as confused as before, if not more. And that's pretty much how this movie is, depending on how you view it. Oh, oh, my insides. Oh, they're hurting. Yay, that means I get to get the Dark Overlord of the Universe. No, no. I can't believe I'm back here. Yes, it's the Dark Lord of the Universe, everybody. Welcome back to the program, Mr. Dark Overlord. Uh, I can't believe you forced me to do another stupid review. Yes, and this time it's Interstellar. Now tell me, you've seen Interstellar, yes? Yes, I have seen Interstellar, and it is very inaccurate to actuality of space. You really? Okay, well, excuse me while I take a sip of water. For some reason, my voice feels like it just hurt a lot from doing a different voice, even though I'm a separate person from the Dark Overlord. Did you enjoy your drink? I think so, unless I keep having to do that voice, which means that I'd have to drink more water. What voice? We are two separate characters. Yes, we are. Keep telling the audience that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Stop nudging me. Oh, okay. Could you try to not speak that much? It's kind of taking a toll, or not taking a toll on my vocal cords. I will do not no such thing. I will continue if it means bringing you pain. Okay, so what were your initial thoughts on Interstellar? Like I said, it was very inaccurate for actual space travel. I should know, since I travel from the other side of the universe to Earth every Tuesday. Yes, you do that a lot. And I possess the same bumbling doctor. Yes. Yeah, I feel very bad for him. It must take a toll on his body. He's still alive, isn't he? Yes, he is. But, um, anyway, here are my thoughts, initial thoughts, okay? So, yes, first off, oh god, it was so long. So, a couple of your very first reviews were of movies that were overly long. Yeah, you would think I would be used to that. You know, what with The Hobbit, Wolf of Wall Street, uh, um, Transformers, Revenge of the Extinction, Fallen, of the moon, but I still it still takes a toll though. You know, your butt, your back, everything. But did the movie warrant that long ass running time? Well, kind of. And what do you mean by that? Well, what I mean is that the whole movie, spoiler alert by the way, is about well, not all of it, but a lot of it is about time displacement. And good God, after watching this movie, that's exactly how I felt. I felt like I was displaced from time, that I had been gone for a very long time, and now I'm back, and now I must deal with the consequences from being gone for so long. And that's how it felt getting out of this movie. So it was very successful on that. Ah, whatever. Yes. It's hard to gather my thoughts because of how overly complicated and mind-boggling it is. Oh God, yes, especially that ending. Yes, it was very much of a mind fuck, but we'll get into that. Maybe if we talk about the movie, I will get together my thoughts about it. Yeah, right. Let's get this over with. Yeah, right then. Let me get some more water. Okay, let's do this. Alright. We begin the movie with 17 logos. Yes, they show the logos of the companies that made it. Yes, and after the 17th one, we got the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th, and the 21st, and the 22nd, and then the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and then we get to the actual movie. Yes, but they don't show the title. No, yeah. A lot of movies like to wait till the end nowadays. But, yes, we begin with the dusty ass shelf and the dusty ass toys on the shelf. And then we see an old lady talking about how somebody went up to space. Oh, was it Matthew McConaughey? Yes, it was. Then we cut to a little girl, the girl from the last Twilight movie who was promised to fuck the werewolf. Very creepy because she's a little girl. But yes, she cuts to her and Matthew McConaughey. And my first thought is this: well, way to spoil the movie. Way to spoil your own ending by showing the girl as an old lady. Yes, people speculated that she would grow to a significant age, while Matthew McConaughey didn't. Yes, and that's exactly what happened. We already see beginning of the movie that she's old, but we don't see that much, so it's not that much spoiled. Anyway, so we cut from the future to right at the beginning of the movie where we see Matthew McConaughey and Matthew McConaughey's daughter while she's a little girl, and she's being haunted by a ghost. But I thought this was a science fiction movie, not a horror fantasy. Well, here's the thing about that. Yes, they explain it. Yes, they explain this anomaly, why there's something unseen that's trying to communicate with her. It's doing like a Morse code to her. And during this time, we get established that Matthew McConaughey has a farm. If they build it, they will come. And at this farm, he has his son and his daughter, and John Lithgow is his father, and apparently he's controlling this drone that was sent by Obama, and he's like, I'm gonna I'm gonna junk the drone and sell it for scrap metal or something. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, parts of this movie that's hard to decipher. Everything can't be ciphered. Well, not everything. Some things can be ciphered. It's not that abstract of a movie. But anyway, yes. But then he has to go to a parent-teacher conference where he's met by Martin Luther King, who tells him about the progress between his son and that his son is going to be a farmer and nothing else because thanks Obama. Well, I don't think this takes place when Obama was president because this takes place in the future. Yes, this near future. where it's far enough for there to be certain technology that we are nowhere near getting to right now, but um, not far enough for everything to basically look the same except for those technology things, which make them stand out. Yes, like how with the parent-teacher conference with the daughter's teacher, she's oh, your daughter thinks that the moon landing was real. That's stupid. That's idiocy. And I'm like, good God, Matthew McConaughey, you better hit her in the face. How dare she say that? But apparently, in the future, it has been proven that the moon landing was fake. Yes, in the future, people get stupid and think that the moon landing is fake. Yeah, take that, stupid teacher being angry. I know that a lot of people are very that want to stand by their beliefs, but you don't have to be a bitch about it. So anyway, yes, the parent teacher conference is over. Very sad. They go to a baseball game, but there's sandstorms. Yes. You mean like druid sandstorms? Yes. You know that song that everybody mentioned on the YouTube comments. So anyway, yes, Matthew McConaughey, in the future, there are more and more sandstorms. Even though everybody thinks it's global warming that's going to kill us all. Yes, but it turns out they're wrong. No, the natural thing that's going to kill us all are sandstorms. And so, yes, very bad for your health because, you know, like all that sand gets into your lungs and you can't breathe. You gotta breathe, man. So, yes, very hazardous. And, but the mysterious anomaly in the little girl's bedroom makes her find out that it's Morse code, and Matthew McConaughey ciphers that Morse code, and its coordinates to a secret location that they go to. And where do they go to? The secret hideout of NASA. Yes! Apparently, NASA has now become a secret undercover project. Yes, thanks again, Obama. He was probably not in office during the time that this movie takes place. Yeah, I gotta stop saying that. He's probably retired. He's probably like a little old wrinkly man whose hair is even grayer than before. But 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 the point is, yes, so NASA has been dwindled down to just a bunch of people in an office. You got Michael Caine, you got your obligatory black token character, you got Anne Hathaway, you got the villain of the first Hunger Games movie, you got a couple of nameless guys, and you've got a robot. Yes, this movie has a robot because it's in the near future. Yes, where robots are the norm. And this robot is a very plain looking robot. It's like a giant Rubik's Cube that has to shuffle in order to move. Very weird. It has no face, but it has a personality. Yes, so you got your choices between movies this week. Should I watch the one with the lovable robot sidekick, or the other one with the lovable robot sidekick? You choose. So anyway, so after being interrogated by the douchey faceless robot, Anne Hathaway and Michael Caine explained to them that they're on a secret mission to go to a wormhole. Yes, a wormhole. Which is a rift in the space-time continuum that takes people to other places that are farther away, but it gets to those faraway places faster. And they believe that the black hole or the wormhole. I don't know whichever one. They believe that this hole was given to them by forces beyond their comprehension. Was it you?
No, it was me.
Are you sure? I mean, you do call yourself the Dark Overlord of the universe. Did you give? Did you? Did you soften up and decided to give our human race a bone?
No, I did not throw your human race a bone. This was not me.
Yes, it is actually vaguely revealed who this actually was. So apparently it was not you, even though I had my hopes that it was.
Ah, that's stupid.
But yes. So anyway, um, they want Matthew McConaughey to go with them because he's like has the qualifications, and Matthew McConaughey is like sad because if he goes, that means that he'll leave his children for a very long time. But he has to because they're on an expedition. They're going to see if the planets that the wormhole leads to are inhabitable because they've already had several failures, and so they need to do another one. And and you see, there are two plans to this project. Plan A is them seeing if it's inhabitable and then giving a signal back to Earth that it is, so they can come rescue them and populate the planet now because the current planet is all fucked up. And Plan B is to just fuck it and plant a bunch of little embryos and basically have Adam and Eve and repopulate and start a new population that way with a bunch of little babies. Yes, babies. They're babies. But yes.
But it is revealed that this is not the actual plan.
No, you're getting ahead of yourself. Okay, we still got hours and hours because this was a long ass movie. Good God. So anyway, yes. So yes, so he is very emotional because the girl, his daughter like doesn't want him to go because they have a bond, and it's very sad, and she takes it personally, and she's like, you can't go, and Matthew McConaughey, it's gonna be all right. By the time I come back, maybe we'll be the same age. Is that supposed to make it freaking better? Oh my gosh, that makes it sound even worse. She doesn't know when he'll come back, but he promises that he will. So he tragically leaves. He gives his son a hug. She just changes her mind and wants to give him a hug too, but it's too late. He's already driven away, and Matthew McConaughey is very teary-eyed about this, and it's like, oh, sad McConaughey, and yes, so they immediately cut to him going into space with the villain from the first Hunger Games movie, um, Anne Hathaway, the faceless douchey robot because he's a douche.
Yes, he is the exact opposite of Baymax.
Yes, you see, Baymax is the faceless robot who is soft and cuddly and friendly, and this robot is angular and cold. Well, not cold, but sarcastic, and he's like being a douche to McConaughey, like, hey McConaughey, you're a douchebag, and I'm a douchebag too. I'm Douchebot 9000. That's what we should call him, Douchebot 9000. So anyway, yes. So they all go up into space. They leave Michael Caine behind because Michael Caine is too busy doing Michael Caine stuff. But yes, so they go into space and they go into hypersleep where they get vacuum sealed, real tight. They get packaged and spend a couple of years in hypersleep. Then wake up in Saturn. It's only been a year, but then they go through the wormhole. Oh,
Which is a spear.
yes, it's a sphere, and we take 20 minutes for the token black guy to explain to him how that works, like why it's a spear instead of a hoe and stuff. And yes, they're very interesting. It opened my eyes. Like, oh my god, every other movie about black holes is bullshit now. Thank you, Interstellar, for crushing my dreams and fantasies. But anyway, yeah, so they go through the wormhole. Anna Hathaway reaches her hand out to a little squiggly thing, which is apparently a part of the anomaly, but we find out later what that is.
Yes, lots of setup for payoffs.
Yes, that's a setup for payoffs. Anyway, so they get out of the wormhole on the other side, and they're right next to the big old planets, and there's two of them. So they go to the first one, which is apparently nothing but shallow water, and only three of them go through. McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and the villain of the first Hunger Games movie. So not the black guy. He stays because he's like no, I want to stay here because I'm a black guy and I know I'm gonna die soon, but I want to live for a little bit. So anyway, so yes, so they're checking it around. It's nothing but shallow water. But wait a minute. There's a big ass, giant ass wave, and it's a tidal wave, and they try to get back into this little flat ship that's all flat and stuff. It's like a giant iPod, but only Anne Hathaway the robot and Matthew McConaughey get in it.
Yes, the villain of the Hunger Games suffers.
Wow, you're pessimistic, but yes, the Hunger Games villain perishes. He drowns. We see his floating corpse. Anne Hathaway is very upset, but at least we get to see the ship surfing the waves. Surfing USA! So anyway, yes. Very bad fiasco. They wasted a lot of time because every hour on the planet equals 7 years. Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. I thought time would speed up when they're on the other side of the wormhole, not when they're just on this planet.
Yeah, that kind of confused me too. It's like apparently going through the wormhole did nothing, but being on just that planet did, because when they get back into the space station, which is what they traveled through, by the way. Sorry, allow me to backtrack. First they went up into space with a spaceship. The spaceship attached to a space station, and then the space station went, through the whole wormhole, and then the spaceship detached from the space station and went down to the planet and then came back up. Okay, now that I got all the boring stuff out of the way, so they reunite with the black guy, and the black guy is 23 years older. Oh my gosh. So yes, a time displacement.
Yes, what was hours to them was decades to him.
Yes. So he's all gray now. His gray has his beard has gray patches. He's like, I was here for a very long time. I masturbated probably. There has probably been a decade's worth of masturbating I did up here. But thank you for being back. And yes, so yes, very, very traumatizing because now Matthew McConaughey has to deal with all the backed up messages. It's like when you don't check your email for a couple days, and now it's just a whole bunch of emails you have to get across. So it's very emotional for him because you know how they talk about how children grow up really fast. You know how people complain about that? Well, screw that. Matthew McConaughey has to literally do that. He has to literally see his children grow up right in front of him through the messages. Like you see his boy grow from a prepubescent teenage boy into Casey Affleck and
and he goes through all the stages. Like he met a girl, they had a baby, and he just gradually grew into Casey Affleck. And um and uh, and as for the little girl, Matthew McConaughey's daughter, well, in the movie, I don't know what Matthew McConaughey has in real life. Probably a potato or something. I don't know. Anyway, in the movie, though, no, she only does it once, and it's when she's his age, because he said that he'd be back when she'd be her age, and now she's his age, and he's still not back, and it's very bad. And now she's grown up to be Jessica Chastain, and we see what it's like from her perspective. Being back on Earth with Michael Caine, who looks like he hasn't aged at all.
He looks a little older, like in the face.
Yes, he has like more wrinkles and stuff, but yeah, he barely looks like he's aged. And he's also on a wheelchair, so apparently that equals age. Wheelchair. So anyway, he's become a little more senile and stuff, and he's like, I'm telling you, I've got the coordinates to where we need to repopulate the human race and stuff, and he's very senile and old. But then he dies, and his very last words to Jessica Chastain is, by the way, or we lied, or it's bullshit. There's no chance of going back to Earth, or the plan B was the only one, or you're fucked. And then he dies. Yes. So Jessica Chastain is hurt and pissed at the same time. Meanwhile, up, on the other side of the wormhole is the remaining astronauts going to the other planet, and this time they're going to try to be more productive this time and not waste literally decades, even though it's just hours to them. So they go to another station where previous astronauts were landed, and they find this containment bed, and they open it up, and they open the vacuum sealed package. And what prize do they get when they open the package? They get Matt Damon!
I hate Matt Damon. I wanted Ben Affleck.
Nope. All you get is Ben Affleck's brother and Matt Damon. Don't worry. You're going to have to wait over a year for that. Batman. Anyway, so yes, Matt Damon is in the movie now. Very sad. He's very cranky because they woke him from his nap. But yes, he's awake now, and he's in the movie now, and they're gonna have to keep doing, astronaut stuff. But yes, Matthew McConaughey gets the message that from Jessica Chastain, that Anne Hathaway's Michael Caine father is dead, and that it turns out that there was no plans of going back to Earth. And Matthew McConaughey and Matt Damon is like, yep, yeah, I knew the whole time, and Matthew McConaughey is angry, but they have to keep going with the mission, making sure that the planet is inhabitable. So anyway, yes, so they keep, pioneering through the planet, and then the blocky personality, the blocky faceless robot meets another blocky faceless robot, and yes, and they're scouting the land, like Lewis and Clark, but then something really weird happens, like a weird plot twist that's kind of jarring.
Yes, very jarring.
So yes, So yes, this weird turn that the movie has, it has it's like two weird turns that happen at the same time. Like one on the far off distant planet and one on Earth. This weird, conflicts that all happen out of nowhere. The conflict on Earth is that Jessica Chastain and Topher Grace, the guy who fucked up Venom, they are like Topher Grace is a doctor, and diagnosing he's diagnosing Casey Affleck's family, and tells Jessica, wait a minute, they're not supposed to be here. This is very unhealthy. Continuing to be here with all the crop dust, is all the sandstorm. I mean, the sandstorm is very bad for their health. They need to leave, and yeah. So this causes a conflict between Topher Grace and Casey Affleck. Casey Affleck immediately punches him, and I'm like, well, that's out of nowhere. That's kind of a douchey thing to do, Casey Affleck. Like, oh, you need to leave because it's bad for your health. Boom, punch to the face.
Yes, that was irrational.
But not as surprising as the twist that happens on the distant planet, because there, Matt Damon tries to murder Matthew McConaughey. Ooh!
Yes. For some reason.
Yes, apparently the reason is that Matthew McConaughey is doing it for science, because or Matt Damon, I mean. Matt Damon is doing it for science, trying to murder Matthew McConaughey. It's kind of confusing to tell them apart because they're both Matts.
Doormats.
No, just regular Matts. But anyway, yes. Matt Damon, apparently Matthew McConaughey wants to use the ship to fly back to Earth right after they're done with the mission. But Matt Damon is like, no, we need it to continue our expedition. So he and Matt Damon have an astronaut wrestling match. They're beating each other up. But Matt Damon cracks Matthew McConaughey's helmet, and you see this big crack on Matthew McConaughey's helmet that looks like a vagina, and now Matthew McConaughey is suffocating, and Matt Damon hijacks. So Matthew McConaughey, or Matt Damon, sorry, it's very confusing because they both begin with the prefix Matt. Anyway, Evo Matt, there, I'll differentiate them between their goodness. So Evo Matt leaves good Matt to die. Evo Matt hijacks the ship and goes up to the space station, and he also causes the headquarters on the planet that the black guy is currently in to explode. Oh no, the black guy exploded. How could you? God damn it. And so yes, the black guy is dead, and one of the robots runs away in a silly way, because apparently the way the robots walk is they walk like a W, but when they need to sprint, they walk like an asterisk. It's very, very weird. They're like giant Rubik's cubes with douchey personalities. Anyway, but through a miracle, Matthew McConaughey happens to take the walkie-talkie that Matt Damon had removed, and he had thrown it away, but not far enough for Matthew McConaughey not to find. Very convenient, but the point is, yes. So Matthew McConaughey notifies Anne Hathaway, and she finds him, and they try to chase Matt Damon to the space station, and Matt Damon is trying to reattach his ship to the space station. And it's very dramatic because he can't do it, because he can't line it up right. Just like with I've been there, man, trying to line it up so it can go in, but it doesn't.
We get it. You're talking about sex.
Yes, I have a very sad sex life. But anyway, yes, and much with that, Matt Damon explodes. Yes, the calculations are bad, and he explodes. The ship explodes. He explodes. Very menacing. So now this causes the space station to twirl because it's like a giant circle. And now Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway in the ship, with the douchey robot, Douchebot 9000, have to line up the ship with that thing while spinning at the same time while the space station is spinning. So they have to fit the ship into the space station while they're both spinning. Very dramatic, very not knowing what's about to happen, but they managed to do it. They managed to lock up.
Yes, and they get inside the space station, but then they split up.
Yes, they each get into a different ship, and they try to go through the wormhole again. But this time, Matthew McConaughey is like, hey, Anne Hathaway, this will be more safer for you if I let go. And Anne Hathaway's like, no, don't do that. But yes, so Matthew McConaughey sacrifices himself so he has his ship let go from the space station, and so this is while they're inside of the wormhole, the big old spear, and so his ship is like lost through space and time. Maybe he'll get saved by the TARDIS.
Nope, no Doctor Who to show up.
Well, that's not his name. That's the name of the show. But yes, he's going through time and space, and then he ejects out of the spaceship, and now he's alone. He's alone. He's in a black void. He's alone. I keep expecting him to transform into a baby, and for classical music to appear, but no, that doesn't happen. Instead, he goes through a weird anomaly, a really fucked up, trippy anomaly.
Yes, he goes through a bunch of squares.
Yes. Somehow he winds up in a weird thing, like a weird tesseract, they refer to it, like this rift between time and space, where you see him go through all these walls of yarn.
Yes, it's like the fabric of time.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, the fabric of time. And he's like through these extra dimensional passageways where he sees his daughter.
Yes, he sees his daughter at the bedroom.
Yes. And at first we're thinking, wait, is he just hallucinating? Because this was kind of foreshadowed when Matt Damon, right before killing him, said that, the last thing you see before you die is your children. So we're thinking, wait, is that what's happening right now? Is Matthew McConaughey dying, and he's just having a hallucination right before he dies? But it seems like no, because he's trying to communicate to his daughter, and this is in the past when she was a little kid. Oh my gosh! Remember the anomaly we mentioned at the beginning of the review?
Yes, the one that she thinks is a ghost.
It's him! It's him trying to speak to her through the fabric of time, and she's trying to talk to him, and they're not listening, and he has to witness himself saying goodbye to her, and it's so sad because it's like that scene from Scrooge, Christmas Carol, where he's trying to talk to his past self, but he can't because he's trapped through the extra dimensional place, and it's very weird and trippy. Like, how the fuck is this happening?
Yes, very surprising, very unusual.
Yeah, it was like this was all like realistic and stuff until this shit happened.
Oh yes, because giant Oh yes, because blocky, faceless robots with personalities is realistic.
Yeah, but anyway, yes. But speaking of that douchebot 9000, he gets a signal from him.
How the hell is that happening?
I don't know, but the point is, yes. So this makes Matthew McConaughey realize, wait a minute, I'm the wait a minute, the wormholes weren't sent by extra dimensional beings. It was sent by us. And how could you explain this, Matthew McConaughey? Well, he doesn't, or at least he doesn't seem to. But yes, so anyway, yes, it turns out he's the one who was trying to speak to her. So he tries to speak again by getting coordinates of the inhabitable place for the humans to go from the robot. He tries to communicate to her by tapping on the watch, through the fabric of time, because fabric of time, literally fabric of time, and he communicates to Jessica Chastain through time and space, through this watch, and she figures it out, and she realizes the coordinates. So she breaks up the scuffle between Casey Affleck and Topher Grace. She hugs Casey Affleck. Casey Affleck has no idea what the fuck is going on, and this leads to a montage of her figuring it out, writing the coordinates down, and figuring out the exact place for them to go to repopulate the Earth, or to save the human race. And everyone's excited. She kisses Topher Grace. Apparently she's dating him. But yes, and apparently this causes Matthew McConaughey inside of the Tesseract to implode. Yes, it falls apart.
It looked like a kaleidoscope.
Yes, it was like a kaleidoscope, just falling apart, and we think, oh, this is where he's going to end or turn into a star child. But nope. Instead, he wakes up in the middle of space and sees two lights coming to him.
He's going to double heaven.
Nope. Instead, he wakes up in a hospital.
Yeah, apparently he was rescued by spaceships.
Yes, and they tell him that he is 124 years old, and that they are now on a moon on Saturn or something. I don't know. What the fuck happened?
Let's see on the let's see what happened on the summary. He awakens aboard a station orbiting Saturn.
Oh yes, that's where that's the coordinates were for. So yes, he is in the distant future now, where everyone has moved on from Earth and are now living here, where it looks like that scene from Inception, where the sky is inhabited by a separate city.
Yes, and he goes to his home, which is now a museum.
Yes, which was apparently also brought there, and he gets reunited with his douchebag robot friend, and we see that his house is a museum, and then he's escorted to his daughter. Yes, he gets to meet his daughter, who is on her deathbed.
So what are the odds that she would be on the deathbed? That she would happen to die right when he got back to civilization.
Yes, very slim odds, very weird. But yes, so he's reunited with her. She's an old fart, and she's like, okay, look, I'm about to die in a couple of seconds. So you know that old saying, the parents should never see their kids die, even though you're technically younger than me now because of time and space and whatnot. So you need to go. You need to go and do your own thing. Go find Anne Hathaway and hit that. So the movie ends with Matthew McConaughey stealing a ship and going to rescue Anne Hathaway.
What's the deal with Anne Hathaway anyway?
Yeah, apparently she's populating a planet on her own, and Matthew McConaughey has to go to her, which is weird because I'm like, wait, is she time to space too, or is she in the same time as Matthew McConaughey? It's very ambiguous because they're like, okay, fuck you, no more movie. The movie is over. That's it.
Yes, the movie is done.
So that's it, everybody. That's the long ass, big ass movie. Oh boy, man, that was a lot to take in, wasn't it?
Yes.
So, overall thoughts.
I hated it.
Oh boy, here's you taking the form of that giant alien scorpion thing again, huh?
Yes, I did not like this movie because it was too ambiguous. It didn't explain enough, and when it did, it was convoluted. And all this weird things that happened. Like, how the fuck would he just time travel back to her? That makes no sense. That's illogical. It makes no sense.
But do you know exactly how it makes no sense?
No.
Exactly. So who are you to say?
Well, people like Stephen Hawking or Neil deGrasse Tyson might know, and they might criticize it.
Well, I've actually heard that this movie is actually being taken quite well. That it's actually being well received from them. Very well received. Let's see what Neil deGrasse Tyson has said. I am getting nothing from Neil deGrasse Tyson. But the point is, yes, they had a consultant scientist for the film. So yes, even though we don't know how it's accurate or why, who are we to say? We're not smart enough to know.
But we should.
Yes, so that's why this movie is good, because it inspires you to be smart enough to know whether or not the stuff that happens in the movie is bullshit.
Oh, I see.
Yes, so I think it's good for that. Very good. It was fantastic, and it's very thought provoking. And you know, it's like dealing with something we've seen time and time before. You know, space travel and time travel, but done differently in a new way. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess we've never seen time travel handled like this. We've never seen time travel handled like this before. But still, it was very confusing.
So, sometimes it's better if you don't have everything explained to you. If it's better that you have to figure it out for yourself because it exercises your mind.
But what about after hours and hours of trying to figure it out? You still have no idea.
Well, maybe that's the point. Maybe you're not meant to know in the long run. But you know, maybe we're not meant to know how exactly the fuck that happened with Matthew McConaughey, time traveling and you know, communicating with her daughter, with his daughter. Maybe that's meant to be ambiguous, like at the end of Inception.
Well, I still hated it. So, if you're gonna rate the movie, then whichever one you say, I choose that one instead of watching this movie.
Well, I haven't even said what it is yet. What it is, so let's rate the movie then.
I already technically rated it.
Let's do that anyway. It's manual. I have to do this. So anyway, yes, let's rate the movie. Do you think the viewers at home should either watch this movie or should they either watch this movie or spend an eternity with a douchebag robot that turns from a W into an asterisk?
The second one.
Okay, fine. Why, on the other hand, prefer to watch this movie? Sure, it's really long, but it's thought-provoking, and it makes you think of things that you never would have thought before, and it's very complicated, and it handles old tropes in a new way. Like, ooh, time travel, we've seen that before, but not like this. Not all kaleidoscopy and yarn that represents the fabric of time and space and mind fuckery.
Whatever. I'm out of here.
Okay, bye, alien scorpion thing, bye.
Oh, deja vu.
Yep, you've been possessed by the alien scorpion thing again, and then woke up perfectly fine, even though your body was all contorted and whatnot.
Oh, what did I miss?
We reviewed Interstellar.
Oh, I didn't see that. I watched Big Hero 6.
Hey, okay, to each their own. But yes, so that was my review, everybody, of Interstellar. So yes, I believe people should watch this. The giant alien scorpion thing believes you shouldn't, but you know he who does he know? He's a giant alien scorpion thing. He's more douchebaggier than those blocky faceless robots. So that's it, everybody. See you next time when I discuss a female archer and how badass she is. And no, it's not the one with the people who turn into bears and then turn back into humans naked. It's the other badass female archer. So see you next time, everybody. So how often does this happen?
Too often. It's very traumatizing. I don't know how many more times I can do this.
Maybe we can travel back in time and make sure that he never chooses you to be his human host in the first place.
But we don't know. But this isn't time travel. We don't know time travel like in your Interstellar movie.
Well, actually, this is the Marvel Universe. We do time travel stuff all the time. I just went back to 1976 and hung out with Elvis Presley.
Wasn't he dead then?
I don't know. I don't do much history reading. Leave me alone.